WineLibraryTV. I am your host, Gary Vaynerchuk, and this, my friends, is the Thunder Show, aka the internet's most passionate wine program, and you see it. I've only gotten 40,000 emails in the last 4 years about taping the show here. I made the statement that I would do a show from every NFL stadium, and of course, after that announcement a couple years ago, this was the one that so many of you wanted me to show up, because this is obviously our bitter rival, more for the Jets since we don't win often than they view us, though a little bit of a nice run lately, 2 in a row, maybe 3 out of 4, it's been going okay-ish, and it's ironic, it's the first stadium that I've done since I did Cleveland Stadium, and just moments ago, our New York Jets have secured Braylon Edwards in a trade, so clearly, we're going to win the Super Bowl, right? I mean, you know, whole other story, but it's a big move for the Jets. It'll be interesting. I'm excited about that. I'm also excited about the wines I'm tasting today, because I'm tasting them from a gentleman who's been on the Thunder Show named Jorge Ordonez. Really a guy who pioneered premier imports of Spanish wine in the U.S. and changed the game. Now, Robert Parker probably changed the game because it was his voice about Jorge's wines that really evolved the market. But Jorge only lives moments away from here and is a very good dude. And as a matter of fact, Mott, link up the episode with Jorge because a lot of people have come on board, haven't seen that episode from a couple years ago. It's a good one. And we've got 3 wines here from him today. And I'm excited about trying them all. What else? I think that's about it. Oh, what's that?
Tastings.
What's that?
Tastings provided the wines.
Oh, Matt. This is why Matt's here. Mott forgets. Mott. I'm just kidding. I'm just going to yell at me. Tastings, which is a really cool wine bar here in the Patriot Place. I know they have this whole nice thing, the Pats. It's what happens when you win every Super Bowl. It's a big thing. It's pretty. Everybody loves it. It's quite nice. And they have a wine bar. Tastings, thank you so much for providing these wines. And I also want to make sure that everybody recognizes a lot of you in New York. I definitely want you to come to the Columbus Circle book signing next week, because we are going up to Clo Wine Bar afterwards. A lot of you saw that episode and tasting some vino, little champagne toast on the house. Is that true? No, on me? On them? They gotta pay for it? We gotta pay for it? They've gotta pay for it? You gotta pay for it. But maybe we can figure something out. Anyway, 3 wines. Let's get right into them. Lahanna Albariño. Many of you have seen I'm just having a lot of fun. Many of you have seen my thoughts on Albariño. I really do believe, this is $14 US, by the way, I do believe this is a white wine varietal that is highly underrated and overrated. I know, how can you be both? Well, because, you know, it's underrated because, let's be honest, 97% of the people out there have no idea what it is. It's overrated because the 3% that do think it's the greatest thing of all time. It's very hit and miss, and the price point has quietly gone up, but not too bad. 14 bones. Matt, you all right? Okay, your eyes got big like the camera was going to break. 14 bones on this right here, and so let's give it a little bit of a snippy sniff. Now, right off the bat, I don't know if it's because we're outside and it's a nice, cool, like fall day. I don't know if it's the glassware, which doesn't look to be anything insane. So I'm gonna have to just give the credit to this little guy, Lahanna, because the aromatics are extremely intense. Now, I get very intense when I'm in the stadium, so that could be it too. I don't wanna throw off and give it more kudos than it deserves, but I've gotta say, aromatically, it's extremely exciting right now. There's more citrus than normal. There's a little bit of creaminess, and the acid, you know, you can almost smell that it's going to be quite acidic. This already has a little bit of like a acacia white flower component going to it, and a little bit of like almost a sea shell, kind of like crushed oyster shell component on the nose. This is quite aromatic and really, really good on the nose. Really good. Let's give it a whirl. I get this really gorgeous, wow, this is a really good start to this show. Kind of like the start we had to the game when we were here last year on Thursday night, AJ. It was a big start, but then we almost lost, but we didn't. High acid, great white peaches flavor coming through on the mid-palate, surrounded by almost like this pear and apple thing. So almost like it's an imaginary fruit of like a peach at like the outer levels, and as you bite that peach, inside there's a little bit of like a pear. It's like a 2-in-1. It's like a now and later. Really great acid, really sharp and really, it doesn't flab. A lot of acid tends to attack your palate and then disappear. I'm still feeling the spritziness. I still feel like I drank a Sierra Mist or a 7-Up or a Sprite. Let's cover all the bases. This is really, really well made. Good structure. One of the better Albariños I've had in a while, which is exciting. 14 bones. You can taste the quality. You know, that's kind of what's... You can see I'm a little bit... You guys have watched a lot of shows. You can see I'm a little weird with this wine. It's one of the first Albariños that I've tasted that I'm curious about the terroir. I'm curious about the vineyard of this. I'm curious, can this become like the $40, $50 Albariño that kind of takes that whole market and takes it to another place? Because there is a substantial presence difference with this wine. I'm going to score 91 plus points. I like it a lot. And I highly recommend that if you're able to go out and find it, you do. 14 bones, big time start, caught off guard, to be honest, and really happy about it. Kudos. Good wine. Let's move on. Atalaya, 2007, a Monza. This is a Grenache and Montestrol based wine, 91 points, J. Miller, $13 US. It is the inaugural release of this wine, and I'm excited about testing it out. Let's do a little rinsey rinse. There we go, 13 bones. Let's do a little bit of a snippy snip. First of all, before I get there, Matt, do this insane, I mean just like insane color. Gorgeous black, purple coloring, which is very nice. Snippy snip it up. You know, a little bit of plum kind of component. I do get like a, kind of like a grape candy juice thing going on. You know, kind of candy plums. Little inkiness, kind of squid ink, you know, kind of very purple. I mean, I know that's kind of, you know, purple pink. You've heard me talk about that in the past. Very candified. Let's give it a whirl. Kind of thin on the mid palate. First thing I recognized right away. It's a nice smoothness on the back end. I think a lot of Cabernet Sauvignon drinkers would like this wine. It's a little generic for my palate. I've tasted this a lot of times. Really, in a lot of ways, polar opposite to what just happened. Haven't had a lot of Albariño that made me think more things were going on like the last one. This, on the other hand, I've maybe tasted this style 2,000 times. You know, now, 13 bones. What the good news is, of those 2,000 times, 1,800 of those times it's been over 20 bones. So that's good. I like that part of it. But it's a little bit kind of boring. I do appreciate, on the finish, there's this distinct kind of cassis meets fig flavor. And if you're a fig fan like I am, you like when it makes an appearance. Kind of hollow on the finish, so it's got this hollow mid-palate, and then it kind of tapers off. I'll give it one more shot, because I don't want to be unfair. Well made. It's well made. Just a little bit over the top for me. I'm going to score it 88 points. I think it's a good wine, and again, at 13 bones, it's nothing to squat at. I don't think it's 91 where Miller went with it. Not for my palate, but I kind of see where he's going. I can see a lot of people liking this wine. It's easy drinking and delicious, which, let's be honest, 95% of the world is going to like. So, not horrible, not interesting enough. Maybe I'm being a little kind, so I'm going to go 87 plus. Just in a good mood because of the trade. Now let's move on. Rinse. Atika, 2007, old vines, 100% Grenache. This wine rolls in at 12 US bones. We've had this wine on the show in the past. Let's see what's going on here. I just don't know what from the Catalunya area of Spain. Again, great color, no issues there. Snippy snip time. Orange peel right on the nose. Wow, big orange peel, which is always fun for red wine. project as well on the nose. A difficult nose to start with. Yeah, I'm tasting mainly, smelling, excuse me, mainly a chemical kind of like somebody just cleaned their floor but without pine. You know, just detergent, kind of just very, not soapy, but just clearly a not exciting nose. Very science project more than fruit. Doesn't feel real to me on the nose. A little Mr. Wizard-like. Let's give it a whirl. Really ripe tannins. They give you a little kick, a little pinch on the love handle on the back of your palate. Bitter, almost a little greenish on the back end. Chocolate is a dominant presence in this wine. I don't really like it though. At the end of the day, I also think that this wine is, again, a little robotic. It's well made. The sun is coming out. Mother Nature just found out about the trade. You know, it's a little robotic. It's a little textbook. And really, what's ironic about this wine is it comes across like it's a big wine, and then it gets really, really thinned out. It's not viscous. I would almost call this a medium-bodied wine on my palate, which is kind of intriguing. I'm a little bit more down on this wine than even the last wine. I do like the chocolate flavoring that I think a lot of people like, but other than that, the blackberries and the mulberry flavor that comes through in this wine is not enough to carry the day. Go 83, which is the number of Chancey Stuckey, who we just traded, so it makes a whole lot of sense on this day. Good luck, Chancey. We'd love to have you. 83 points, major pass, save your 12 bones. 12's not a great number either, if you know what I'm saying. Question of the day. I gotta be smart on this episode. There's peeps here. Question of the day. The Jets and Pats play here this year. Jets won the first one. What's going to be the score of this one? And if somebody predicts it completely correct, I will fly you in next year for the Jets-Patriots game. We will drink wine and tailgate together. Ticket on me. So get your predictions in for this year's game. Winner comes with me to the Jets-Pats home game in New York next year on my dime. Also, a little side question. Who's this? I guarantee no other Jets fan has this jersey. You, with a little bit of me, and thank you to the Crafts and the Patriots and all the people at Gillette Stadium for having me here today. As much as I don't like this team, it's a very nice stadium. We're changing the wine.